I didn't. I mean, I remember, as I played the course yesterday and then today, like it started to come back to me a bit more. But yeah, it's a. I feel like a lot of these courses that we go to for this tournament, the BMW, they're like big, long, sort of modern golf courses, which I feel sets up well for me. Definitely, this course gives you a little bit more room than Memphis did last week, so that's good for me at the minute. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's BMW Championship. I feel like they've done a really good job of sort of presenting this tournament, all the way through. And I've historically done pretty well at this tournament. As I said, I feel like we go to golf courses where they set up well for me, and I feel like that's the same this week. Obviously need to improve a little bit from where I was last week to have any sort of a chance, but the golf course is good, and I'm looking forward to getting out there.
In 2018, Rory, Brooks got 63, I think, in the second round. Tiger closed with a 64. Do you see those kinds of scores in this golf course right now?
I do at the minute because it's soft. Depending on what the weather is over the next few days, if it does dry up a little bit, then maybe it'll present a bit more of a challenge. But I do think with how soft the conditions are, the ball's not really doing much when it hits the greens, and the fairways are quite wide, and they'll play just that little bit wider as well because of how soft it is. So yeah, I could definitely see people go pretty low, especially at the start of the week.
You've accomplished so much. What drives you? What drives you to try to win a tournament such as this?
Yeah, I think it's, I think I've talked about this before, but like, I think if you come into events and all you're thinking about is winning, then it's not, like, there's a lot more to golf than that, right? It's not as binary as you win or you lose. I've had fifth place finishes that have felt like wins to me because I haven't played very well during the week, but I've got as much out of my game as I can. And look, if I somehow am able to put myself in a position to win this week, that would be amazing. But I think just seeing some progress this week from where I was last week would be a win for me. It's a process, it's a journey. Obviously, you try to build up to those moments where you do put yourself in position to win. But I've played 280, 290 PGA Tour events. I've won 30 of them. So there's a lot of times where you walk away where you don't win, and you have to take the positives from those as well.
Have you found that you have to, though? You took a break after the Open. You've got to give yourself some downtime. You've got a busy schedule after just these next 2 weeks. Is it hard to find that balance of practice, getting away from it, and even tournament golf?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. I mean, I'm playing 5 of the next 6 weeks, so it's not like I'm going to play, over the course of a calendar year. I still play more than most of the top guys because I play on both tours. So, but it's trying to find that balance. And then, everything, trying to be home enough, trying to make sure you're, home for, it's Poppy's first day of school today. I would have loved to have been home for that, but I'm here. So, just stuff like that, things I didn't have 10 years ago that I have these days. I'm in a different spot in my life.
Given your efforts early in the development of LIV Golf, if this week should be its last week, do you take any personal satisfaction from having sort of, I guess, helped to win the battle, if you want to call it that? I don't know. How do you feel about it?
It's a hard, like, I feel like I've kept my position consistent that LIV has never been a good thing for the game. And whatever 2.0 looks like, if it even happens, they're, they say they're trying to be more collaborative and all that, but I don't know. This is the best platform for the top professional golfers in the world. yeah, were there some things at the start of LIV that the PGA Tour could have done better? Or sure, but I think that you know the guys that went, or you think back to the start with, like, say Phil was unhappy with some stuff or whatever it was. Like, surely that just warranted a conversation instead of blowing the entire professional game up and doing something else. So, I don't take any personal satisfaction of people like losing jobs and like that. That doesn't seem right. But I've always felt like this is the best place to play professional golf, and I'm pretty sure if the PGA Tour were handed $6 billion, it would have done a better job with it.